Ollie, yo, what's up, dude? How you doing? Evening. Little tear. What's with the little tear? Hope you're doing well. How's the kid? Lots of diapers and porn. Ray, what's up, dude? Oh man. Yeah, I mean diapers. I get you. I get you. Oh my gosh, dude, that's wild. Maybe I can start with to be back after a while. Oh, I feel you, man. No, it's all good. It's been really busy over here as well. Um, Beta rate, dude. Good to see you, man. It has been a bit. Castle, what's up? How you doing? Okay, let me lower the music. Um, I posted on Blue Sky as well, so it'd be interesting to see if anyone uh, who's not usually here pops in. But let me. I want to show you guys something before we get started in critiques. I think it's really cool. So it's affinity related. Let me just put this here. We'll put me somewhere over here, I guess, and I'll just hide over here in the corner. Yeah. So affinity. A thing I want to show you. Oh, I have my tablet, which you can't see my. That's kind of weird. You can't see my pen. I don't know if I like that. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Neville, what's up, dude? 23 months, dude. Let's go. Totally not reset to 1 month streak. It's fine. It's fine. Um, yeah. So something I wanted to show you. If I zoom in here, let's just zoom in really closely, and we'll just scale this brush up so you can see. So in Affinity, we've got layers, right? Um, and then if you wanted to, let's say you've got like let's say you've got this shape, right? And that's its own layer. And if we go to channels, you can see that there's like a pixel alpha mask, and then there's like a composite alpha, and then you have your RGB maps as well, or your RGB channels that are all, they say composite, so they're melting them all together. Maybe I can put myself here. It makes a little bit more sense. But what's really cool is if you wanted to mask this, right? Maybe you do. Let's see here. If you wanted to draw like a lasso, right? And then you have this, you press the little mask button down here, and you'd create a mask from that selection. And you can see there's a mask, and it's masking everything, right? All layers below it. Now you can just mask by putting it on top of this, and then you can see that you can even move this around and paint in the mask to change if you mask further or not. And alt clicking lets you show the mask, and you can move the mask around as if it's its own layer. Now the really cool part is you can make another mask, and you can paint. Let me see if I can display this correctly. Oh my god, I'm gonna invert this and then paint. Am I not able to paint white? What's going on here? Is it because the flow's low? That's kind of weird. I guess I'll just like do this. We'll do that. Okay. Um, so we have two masks, right? And they actually don't interact together. But the really cool thing I want to show you is down here you can right click. Oh my god, I just realized I can't even. This whole demo is a failure. Hang on. Um, Okay, there we go. I need you to see at the bottom here. This is the button that you're pressing for masks, right? You can right click on this and there's a compound mask that you can create and apply to the layer. And then you can put masks inside of that compound layer and then they actually interact. They melt together. And you can even choose like, so see this mask is an add. You can have it be a subtract or an intersect. And then the end result is your mask composited. So you can have layers that control all of your masking. And it's not just a single layer. It's so much more controllable. At least we know it's live. Oh man. Brutal. But this is super powerful. Like, because it actually allows you to be able to move a mask and move another mask separately. Like that's crazy. And then yeah, and then it all in the end it all melts together anyways. It all just sorts itself out. So if you save it as a PNG with an alpha channel, it'll all be there. Anywho, that became very long-winded. Let me just delete some of this stuff. I can't even see my keyboard right now. Oh my God, are you guys blind? I'm blind. There we go. Yeah, you can tell I'm still getting used to how Affinity. Too much light. I'm still getting used to Affinity, but we're getting there. Okay, I'm gonna just jump into stuff here. Let's see if we can. Maybe I can just close this, and then just do from clipboard. Nice. Okay, first critique is there's this this stuff up here, or this stuff up here. I would start rendering out your images. Man, I don't know why you guys can't see my pen though. I'm gonna have to figure that out because you guys are gonna need the pen if you want to see like what I'm doing, or else I'm gonna have to draw everything. Faltera, hello. So this is Manuel. Manuel's actually doing the highest tier on Patreon. So we've been looking at this piece for a little while now. So you're working on the scene, close to wrapping it up. Would like to get some pointers on improving overall composition. So your composition, I think, is pretty locked in at this point. And if there's any improvements to be made, it's going to be this line here and this line. There's also watching out for like these upper areas, like how closely they meet the top of the frame. I would probably double the size. Like if you see there's this point here, I'd probably have that point start here. So just give yourself more headroom on the upper part and you'll be good. Yeah, I'm doing well, Feltera. Doing really well. The reason I highlight these areas here is right now they're pretty clean, and you are getting some breakup with this with the foliage here. And I would suggest trying to do, like, if you were to think compositionally, to have like a better. Let me see here. If we think compositionally, you have a subject here, right? And then the frame goes off to the side like this. This is nice being back here. If you were to think about this as its own frame, this is sitting at almost like I'd maybe move it to the side just a little bit. That way, if you were to think about this as a single image in itself, it's sitting on that nice third line. The thing in the background is actually just part of the concept. It looks like a big structural, like maybe vehicles travel across this, you know. But yeah, when we look at the composition, what's happening because of the contrast of the clouds, I would include them in the layers. So you have these shapes and this, right? And that's basically the shapes. I feel like maybe you need like a small plant here, maybe another one here, just so you get this gradient, this fall off into the environment. So maybe back here, there's some plants that are kind of breaking up the edge here. Maybe another one, just to like if we let me see here. If we bridge the gap, right now you're getting this, or you're getting this and like this. And I do see some plants. I think if you were to do one here, so that it instead of doing this, it does. You're trying to get this curve to happen, which I think will just feel so much nicer. What timeline is this? What's up, man? No, we're streaming today for critiques because tomorrow I have a birthday to go to, birthday dinner. Not for me, but one of my good friends is having a birthday, and I'm like, okay, yeah, birthday dinner, let's go. So it doesn't have to be this extreme where I'm saying it's this high up, but just elements to kind of like give you more weight towards that line. So that way you compositionally are kind of, you have this nice fall off for your shapes. It looks like two bridges, but there's no hint of repeating elements to the bridge. If you contact Manuel, or maybe he can post it in the thread, he can show you the original concept because it has that back there, and it's not necessarily about figuring out what it is, but more so like it just being a thing. It's just a thing. Let me make sure I've got like a better pen here. All the pens are, there we go. That one's, yeah. Maybe this. Yeah. Just want to make sure I'm always drawn. Oh, there we go. That's the concept. Nice. Otherwise, I mean, if we zoom in here, let's wonder if there's I don't know of the shortcut yet, but I wonder if there's a good way to clear a layer easily. So I just had to mask it out. But the approach you're taking with the road now is really nice. So you've got this like, because of the variation, you're actually feeling the curve in the path, and you're getting this nice effect with the shadows here. Let me see what else we got going on here. The flowers feel pretty good now, scale wise. I think they're popping out in nice ways as well. Yeah, I really feel like there should be some bushes and stuff back here. Maybe even on the edge of the frame, just so you get this nice. It's all about getting rid of these types of things. You want to do this all the time when possible. See, it's nice as you're kind of doing it with the clouds. Let me see what else you got going on here. This one, maybe this cloud could come in to just kind of do a more of a framing like this. But you're getting it. Like everything is there. Dude, the angles of these clouds are so strange too, but you see it in the concept, so it's really cool. How did you make those clouds? I think those clouds are actually a card. I don't know if they're painted or if they're layered, but maybe Castle can let you know. But yeah, really nice. Really, really nice. Everything is coming together really nicely. Cloud cards with masks for colors. Nice. Okay, next one is Adam. Good old Adam. Let's see what we're looking at here. So maybe I need a different color now. Oh no. Oh no. I'll go with this like orangish color. There we go. Yeah, so Adam is saying, hello, working on a new scene. Looking for some feedback on my composition so far, creating a scene based on Norwegian fjords with some shipwrecks. The story is that the explorers pass through the fjord to find a new civilization, although they don't make it past the treacherous waters of the fjord. Any additional cool ideas and feedback is welcome. Norway mentioned. Like, I recognize that water. So the water, honestly, it feels like the water is quite shallow. Just glancing at it. But I think if you're trying to tell a story of, so you've got a shipwreck type story, and then fjord, right? Those two things, I wouldn't add any more than that. Like right now, you've got this like this right here. To me, this is just confusing me. Because I don't really know. Nice. I see floating people. That's hilarious. But yeah, I would focus on the idea of it being a fjord, and then figure out where the focus is. Like you're saying a ship. So these ships are all like sunk back here. We got downed ships, guys. Downed ships. Just bits and pieces. There's like a raft here. There's like cargo that's floating around. You probably want like cargo to have washed up here. So for me, compositionally, I'm trying to think here. So frame wise is really cool. I think if I could just erase faster. You've got this line. You've got this line. There's a horizon here. And you got layers going on. With the fjords, I would see what the language is of like those lines I was just drawing. I would see what the language is of this, and see, because this back one here doesn't really resonate when I think about these types of locations. So I would look at compositionally what you're doing back here. Preferably, it's just like weaving through, right? But maybe, let me see. I'll just look up some images really fast. Yeah, because a lot of them wind through the space. So you probably want it to continue to feel like it's winding into the space. You know what I mean? So this big wall in the back, you probably want your water to feel like it's doing this, going around the corner. And then you've got your elements here. If you want to push that shipwreck, I would put your shipwreck here. And then the backdrop is the fjords. So maybe it's just a skeleton, the skeleton of a ship. And just like whatever's left, and there's all the bits and pieces. And there's all the stuff that's kind of spilled into the water. And then it's really going to be about selling the detail here, selling the detail of the rock surface itself. The details here, there's some story to be told here. Maybe the little boat thing that you have going on there. Bringing it up closer so we can actually appreciate the detail. Maybe an oar that's broken, and then some debris. Maybe a skull. So it's happened a long time ago, right? And then just getting the water to feel like it's flowing. Like this is probably too. Like it almost feels like there should probably be a rock here. And the water is turning this way and then going back into the distance. But yeah, I don't know if that's helpful, but compositionally, there's a lot here, and you want to have a reason for us to look here. And then you've got this little piece of land here. You're going to want something there as well. You can post finished work for feedback for sure. Turning cog. It's not abandoned. It's accepted where it's at. It's up to you if you decided if it was abandoned or not. But yeah, overall, I would be hesitant to add too much, like this statue here. Be careful adding that type of stuff. If that's the goal, I would just make this full of debris and just call it good. But yeah, there's a lot of storytelling you can do here, and having water in here, man, that's gonna be some work. But I believe in you. I think you can do it. Okay, the next one. The next one is from Frederick. This is Frederick's garage, or his dream garage. Let's say it's his dream garage. He's not here right now, so we can. What's up, Jamie? How you doing? Oh yeah, this looks much better than it was on my phone. So my phone is the contrast was a little wild, so I was like, man, it's really dark in these areas. Let's see here. I mean, there's a lot of details going on. Like there's a lot of propping already, which is really nice. A lot of textures already as well. So I think what I would try and do, let me make sure I read everything here. So Frederick's gonna be slightly late, so Angelina posted for him. Super appreciated. That's what friends do, is post for critiques. Greatly appreciate any tips on what would help me push this piece further. Light, colors, props. Is it too noisy right now? Anything really? So I feel like there's a lot going on, and it may just be the contrast of all of the information that's there. You probably just want to figure out what you want us to be focusing on. I assume it's the car, so you've got multiple ways of focusing us on the car, right? So let's see if we can't do this. Oh, we're using a green this time. No, it's like blue. It's like it's Forza tealish color. So the focus is this vehicle, right? And the ways to get that to be the focus is positionally and composition, which if you look at the shot here, it's on that nice like thirds spot. It's kind of at like a pretty good horizon. The camera is low enough so it's more of a camera position that you would see if you were just looking through your own eyes, or if you were to take a photo with your phone, right? You could go more dynamic. So there are some ways to go more dynamic in the sense of bringing the camera into a position that is where you wouldn't normally see. So much higher up, looking at the vehicle, likely in this same spot here, but just you're looking more down on it, not way up here, but you're just bringing the camera up. So it's kind of like a camera on a stick, looking down at the space, or bringing the camera lower and getting almost more of like a dog or like a mouse view. So those are ways to kind of shift the composition, make it maybe a little bit more dynamic or exotic outside of our what we normally would see. And then the other thing to think about is what lighting is doing for you, and how it affects your composition. So you've got outdoor lighting coming in this way, and that's hitting the vehicle, so that's nice. But then you also have lights up here casting down this way, and they don't look like they're hitting the ground. But I think lights that are up here designed for this type of working space would illuminate this entire area, right? And then you have a little light here that's illuminating this whole area here. And then there's a big light here that's kind of giving you a lot of lighting over here. So there's a lot of light sources fighting for attention. I would probably try and tone it down to 1 or 2. Maximum, I would say 2. Well, maximum could be 3, but the third one really needs to be subtle or just not really conflicting with the rest of the image and affecting the composition. So I would maybe, I would remove these lights just so that this whole area here is just not really wanting to pull your attention. Or like give us like a the light that's coming in from outside would be like movie night lighting. So the color coming in is more of a cooler color and is much less bright. And this is the main light source that's kind of illuminating this whole space here. Because then you're going to be looking here, you know? And everything else here, these can be toned down. Like maybe instead of the light being so high, it can be like, it can be hanging a little bit lower so that the light starts here. I know it's supposed to illuminate the like spray paint cans here. So there might be a design to do where maybe you take this light and connect it here. You know, you bring it down and connect it this way, and that illuminates the side here, and maybe it's not as bright of a light, right? Or it's off and you're just relying on the bounce light from these hitting the ground and then bouncing up and kind of illuminating the space here. Yeah. Now, all of that being said, I think the other thing that I would look at is, let's see if I can undo all of this, is so your attention's being pulled here, 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 and here, and here, actually, and a little bit here. So like trying to figure out how to simplify that so we're just looking probably here, right? I would probably take the upper area here, all this whole upper, oh man, no, I lost the layer. I've undone too far. Okay. I think I'm getting used to this program. I would take this whole upper area and let these be the elements that pop out, like these support beams. And you know, this is like machinery thing here. And then everything else beyond that goes into darkness very quickly. Like there's a poster here. That's fine. There's this tape here, or this like safety tape that's going on, and then there's some tarp stuff here. There's another sign up here. That should all just kind of get dark as you go up there. Just so that it's not drawing your attention, it'll bring you right back down to the area you want us to be focusing on, which I believe is here. And then I think the next thing to do is to draw our attention to the quality of the floor, like pushing the floor more, right? Usually when you have a vehicle, you would elevate it, but there's also like, you'll see channels where like this area can be opened up. So getting us some depth where there's like space below, like this can be opened up right? Or like just kind of shows below this metal paneling, and just getting us some more depth in the ground. You put my thoughts about lighting in a proper form? Yeah? Cool. Cool. But yeah, it's just about figuring out what you really want us to focus on, and then taking everything like in the ability of like how we perceive things, and pushing those around to get you to focus on what you want us to focus on. So some of the other things that you can utilize are like the variety of colors that is happening, right? Color ranges kind of staying close to each other, as well as in value, would be really important for pushing the environment to kind of mute itself out. Muted doesn't have to mean black and white, right? It can also be like the contrast. So like right now there's a contrast here with this, with all of this stuff here, right? There's this text and this text, and this is dark, this is light, and this is gray. So all those three values pop from each other. If those values were just a little bit closer to each other, you probably wouldn't know this whole thing would be much less busy. And so that type of stuff, that'll help you a lot. When you get a chance, I would love to see what your like roughness looks like, and that'll probably tell us a whole lot more about what we're looking at. Otherwise, I would say I look forward to your oil decals. Oh, he has arrived. What's up, Fatal? You can throw it in a minute. Nice. But yeah, I hope that was helpful. That's mainly talking about composition through lighting and contrast of your materials, and yeah, just how you can use lighting and the value of your colors, and well, the value and color of your materials to try and get us to focus in on what you want us to focus on. I think he's getting ready to post. Do you guys have any questions about that? Dev runners, the hole under the car, dude. I think that would be really cool. It feels right now the floor feels really flat. Like this actually feels like a single polygon flat. Like that edge is just like, yeah, it just feels very flat right now. Sounds crazy, Fatal. But what if instead of the floor being, well, I guess you could do it. I was gonna say you could make it like terrain, and then put these types of materials in. But instead of terrain, why don't you just use slabs of concrete, like displaced, just so you're getting a little bit more depth in your surfaces. All the crevices actually have are actual crevices. I think that could go a long way. But yeah, I'll keep moving on, and we'll look at we can come back to it if you've got some other stuff you want to show with the other buffer. Because we don't have too many things to look at tonight. Let's close that one. Okay. All right, the next one's from Joel. What's the hotkey for this? Control Alt Shift N. Man, is that written by a Blender coder? Wild. The thread's not closed. No, you should be able to post. Week 44. Usually right in the thread if it's closed. I'll say that it's closed beyond this message. So yes, let me grab the other image as well, because there's some cool stuff. There's a scary cameo as well, which is kind of rad. So I got this guy too, and then we got this one. Okay, so it's quite interesting actually. If we look at them in this scenario, the trees, they feel pretty good. The things I would say that are a little strange are the leaning. And I think that for the scene that you're building, I'll be super honest. I feel like the scene that you're building as you're building the props. I think you don't know what the scene is that you want it to be. So I would figure out your scene, and then, because like you're approaching it backwards. Like you're like, oh, I'm going to make this tree. Okay, maybe I should make some rocks to support it. Maybe I'll make like a tombstone or something. And it's like the scene's just kind of forming as you go, which can be kind of fun, right? If you want a strong scene as your end result, I would then decide to shift gears and figure out what you want the scene to be. And then from there, continue the style that you're pushing with the tree itself. Because I think you were asking in here, let me see. Working on a stylized diorama for the challenge, wondering how style and composition is doing. Still have to model the terrain and some foliage. So I would block out all the foliage you think you're going to need. Block out the terrain, figure out the composition, and then execute on the props that are needed to do that scene. Even in a diorama form, because right now I don't know what your plan is. Like compositionally, I guess it's this, right? So compositionally, we're looking at. Let me pick a. Oh my God. No. There we go. Oh, that color's not going to work. Okay, we're going red. Not evil red, but it's red. Compositionally, we're looking at like, and then I connect this way, like this. And I bring this down because you have this backdrop thing here. If that's not planned to be there, then it does this. And that's your composition. And then you have a lot of empty space. So I would probably pull the camera in to somewhere around here. Man, this is so much nicer with the tablet. My God, I should have bought this a long time ago. So figure out the composition and play with the shapes. Because like right now, I feel like the focus is this. This has some fidelity to it, so you kind of start wondering like, oh, okay, this must be something. This must be a gravestone. There's probably going to be some text on here, and I can read that. And these look natural. I guess I'm expecting some like grass and stuff around here. But then there's just these two trees. I would build all of your framing with the trees. Maybe there's like a backdrop of like a mountain range thing there or something. Like I would put all of this maybe on like a hill, and the hill peaks at the area that you want us to focus on. So let's say it's this object, right? So the ground would probably be at its highest point there, and then everything else kind of goes down. And then use the trees to build the shape you want to support the frame that you're building. So let's pretend that this is the frame. You can put trees, maybe we can even do this, but you can put trees here, and you're just like, you're trying to do an interesting curve using the tree line. And then from that tree line, if that ends up becoming lower, let's just pull this down. pretend that everything is still working. If this becomes lower, and the frame is up here, you can then maybe use like a mountain range in the back to help with the backdrop between the trees. You know what I mean? I think that'll help you a lot when it comes to the composition. Oh, nice Fatal. All right, we'll check it out here in a second. Otherwise, I think the other big thing that's, I wonder if I can, oh, that is not clear. How do you delete group rasterize? No. Control Shift N. Oh, take it. I'll take it. Just delete this. Control Shift N. Nice. Okay. The other layers. So I like this tree. I do feel like you're over complexifying the material. So like these, there's a gradient going on for the underpieces, but then you're adding these like extra marks here, which is just adding detail, right? Which is leading to a lot of noise. I would probably remove these and rely on like large block color. So like you've got large block color going here, which is pretty cool. And then you've got this green as a large block color, and then this brown. And maybe the little highlights around the edges are a nice way to like end the that cone. Because yeah, you want to be really careful to not over detail. Like when we look at this one, this area is working pretty well. And I would say instead of these lines, I would probably just lean on a gradient where like at the highest point, it's that green. And then it just gradients down to this green. Because like to me, the nicest part of this tree right now is this trunk because it's so easy to read. Like there's not a lot of stuff to sort through. Whereas you can see like the amount of detail going on here is so high. Like maybe you can do these, but cut it down to like 25% of what it is now. And that would be enough. I think the worry that I have is that you're going to overwork it. Like you're basically approaching overwork of the piece in the material. So like right now you've got this shape, right? I think if this trunk came down and then in the geometry you just lifted it, so it did this. Oh yeah, we've got a little lighter color here. So that it actually feels like the wood is lifted, like actual geometry. So if I was to, let me see if I can do this. If I was to draw it like it was geometry, you're doing this. Actually model that separately. And lean into that being lifted geometry. And you don't have to like model it, texture it further. It's just taking those shapes and pushing and pulling them just by adding some extra cuts. Because then it tells a story that this is actually under this. Like you could imagine curling this out, right? Or this one here. Like it's going up and then it pops out and then it goes back down. I think that would go a super long way for just getting it to feel more dynamic. I'm not saying add these black lines either, by the way. It's just me kind of drawing it so you can see the shape separation. But yeah, I think these are really cool. I would block out your scene, solve your composition, and then execute on the assets, pushing the style that you're playing around with right now. Because overall, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be really cool. I just need to know what this shot's gonna be, and I don't think you know what it's gonna be yet either. Okay. What do we got? What do we got next here? Cadian. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Let me jump to this shot really quick here. I just want to see. Is it Control Shift N? Hey, it is. That's looking. There's a lot going on in your roughness. This is great. And your albedo looks good too. Very nice. Dude, your albedo looks really good. Interesting. Oh, wait, what? Your cracks don't have a roughness difference. That's really intriguing. But yeah. You're almost going too dark with the blacks in the posters and stuff, but just something to. It might not actually be a problem yet. I think just keep pushing on that. He sees all. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see what else we got going on here. I think the next one is Cadian, or Caden. Sorry, Cadian. Warhammer Brain. Lots of work added. You're tired, boss. Dude, take your time. I don't think you're not really in a need to rush anything. No one is safe. So this scene's looking pretty cool. We have a lot of shots here as well. Grab this one. Okay, so this environment's huge. Like, take it from me. Huge environments are time consuming. Man zoomed into 5 pixels in a 4K image. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay, let me just take this in. I like the vibe. Okay, so I've been working on this block out. Caden Harmon says, I've been working on this block out for a new environment and would appreciate feedback on how space feels first impressions. I still need to block out the foliage since I want it to be pretty overgrown. That looks like a frog army for sure. And then there's like this character here. That's terrifying. Not gonna lie. That freaks me out a little bit. But okay, let's take this in a little bit. So I think we need to understand the story. Personally, I really like this shot. I guess these would be like little stones and whatnot. There's a lot of like modularity looking stuff going on with the way stuff's put together in the background with the structure. All this stuff. My honest opinion is I would for your own health, your own mental health, and your ability to like finish projects early on, I would cut like 50 to 75% of this, which sounds like a ton, but I think you can do a whole lot with even 25% of what you have shown here so far. To me, the thing that's strongest right now is this character here and the trees around it. The next thing that's really, really strong is the frog army, which I think is under the character. I think it's, yeah, because I think I see this tree. Yeah. Um, this is a really cool idea. I would probably, let me think here. I'd be really careful to try and build this entire environment. Depending on how used to building environments you are, like if you're ultra used to this and you're dedicated to the time, it's maybe going to be 2 to 4 months. If you're not used to this and everything is very new to you and you're learning along the way, a lot of like you're trying to learn specific ways of building things while you're putting this together, this could be over a year easily. Less is more for sure. Like I would take, oh yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is where it's at. Like if we take this for example, I'm just gonna copy that, and then I think I can just. Let's just put this guy here. That is a bright background. Cool. Let's think about this for a little bit. And also, this character. The other thing I think is really strong. I don't know what the story is, but that character, the bird-looking character, this dude here. This dude means business. I don't know if it's a bad guy or whatnot. Because you see, there's a lot of things happening where you're like, okay, what does that mean? What does this character mean? Is this a good guy, bad guy? You want with anything that you build, you're gonna want the viewer to be able to understand. It does look like Death's Door guy, doesn't it? You're gonna want the viewer to understand immediately what they're looking at. And the less is more vibe, I would like. I really like. Hang on, I'm gonna go back to a few other shots here. I really like this like round tower shape here as well. So if you were to, oh my God, I think I need to try and like make this background not so harsh on our eyes. Yeah, I'll go with this. There we go. Okay. So if you were to take that round shape, the tower, and maybe you go with the big castle vibe, with the top like spokes and whatnot. You have your main character here, and then I mean there's like a little arch thing here. Hang on here, I'll bring this up to the top. There's like this arch thing here. Maybe you bring that arch in here, and you can have like a frog guy here, a frog guy here. Maybe this bird dude is like protecting. I don't know if it's a good guy or a bad guy. You could have the bird peeking out around the corner here. But think about it from like a diorama standpoint, right? Maybe this is all water, and you do like the whole lily pads thing, and then you have some of the frog heads sticking out in the water. But it's just like you can do the same thing. You just shrink it down and like condense it down to like it's minimal, like just essentials in a sense. And these trees that you have back here, those are perfect for like compositional building, right? So you can have like a tree here and a tree behind here, and they can be used. You can be using those spheres to build the frame that you want, right? And then this can just be a puddle effect that just goes into nothing, like it just goes into an alpha away. But this will help you keep it within reason, so you don't kill yourself trying to build a huge scene. I don't know if this is helpful. But it kind of hits the castle feeling. I mean, if you wanted to, this could be a wall as well. This could all be a moat, right? And then you could put the frogs on the top of the wall. It's just trying to keep it in like nailing one feeling or and getting one angle to work. Like with all the angles that you have in your scene, it's just so much to solve when really all we need is to see a really interesting composition from one angle with well executed art that just looks interesting. But yeah, I hope that was helpful. Felt like I went on a small tangent there. But yeah, cool. I'm gonna close all this stuff. Overall, though, I think it's a really interesting scene. It's just huge, and I think if you try and build this, you may finish it, but it's gonna take you some time. Felt so nice. I'll take it. I love the idea though, dude. This whole like frog army thing going on. You want to eat frogs now? I recently learned about eating frogs, not actual eating of frogs, but how do you describe that? Like, it's from a book. A coworker was telling me about it. It's a book that's basically talking about dealing with the difficult things that are things you don't really want to do. So like if you have to tell someone at work something bad about, like giving them feedback that you know is going to make them not feel good, you kind of don't want to do it, or you're going to like put it off for as long as possible. So the eating of the frog is this concept of just eat the frog, which is like just deal with the hard stuff because it's just sitting in the back of your head, taking up brain space and affecting your ability to achieve solving simple things because it's just sitting there in the back of your head. The Norwegian proverb is to swallow a camel, eating the frog in the morning. I mean, I hate brushing my teeth. I hate it. Like I just am not a fan. So that's my first frog of the day is getting up and brushing my teeth. But yeah, let me find the next piece here. We got Nature. Nature's working on stuff. Let's see what's going on here. Maybe your toothbrush is not right for you. Well, it's funny because once I start brushing, I like it because I do like the toothbrush. I don't know. I don't know, man. Dang, Nature with the alpha. I don't even have to cut anything out. This is crazy. Dude, I think next summer we need to have a monthly challenge again for Super Soaker challenge. So I guess I'll post this here so I don't procrastinate. Hang on. Let me see if he wrote. Okay, no, you wrote something else. So I'm going to read this one. I'm working on this prop, but I posted a ref I followed for the gun shape and hard cuts. I was thinking about adding the rest of the details on texturing, or should I keep modeling? Wait a minute. Why did I get lost in what you were saying? I posted ref, follow the gun shapes and hard cuts. I was thinking about adding the rest of the details on texturing, or should I keep modeling? Right now it's 27K tries. I'm just planning to model for the presentation of the prop in a plastic bag with a label on it. Oh, I know, with the staples, barely keeping it intact. I opened the post already on the critiques channel. Share the link. Eric gave me some good advice. Let's see what Eric is saying. Oh, some good ref too. Nice. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's pull the ref over. Nice. Dude, that paint feels right. Dude, look at that highlight there. And that's Super 4. Oh, some other references in here too. Dude, sick. Okay. I think without looking at the reference, we can already kind of gauge what we're looking at here. Let me grab the other image as well that you have. Reminds you of the finals, Embark? Yeah? Okay, let's just bring this. Oh my god. There's this duping action going on. Is this nice? I'm like, does this work? There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get a background here. Nice. Okay. So, ahoy, Raggedy, ahoy. So when we look at this, this water gun, we're gonna use Zelda blue. Ooh, that blue with the, oh yeah. So I think the thing to focus on, the shapes, the ideas that you have for this, I think are good. Generally, there's a curve here that's happening that feels a little strange. Like you've got this and this side happening in different. They look like different languages, if that makes sense. So I'd probably try and unify this so that it feels more as part of one design. The way this flows and the way this flows those need to get cleaned up. It feels like there's a flow thing going on in the geometry that's causing a weird curve. And then it goes into these shapes. Now, this is just the design stuff, right? I think the main thing we want to be looking at when we're talking about models like this, and Miro can probably highlight a lot of these types of things, and it's scale and keeping a range of bevel control. So you have let's see here. I want to highlight one bevel that I'm like, yes, that one feels good, and I think it's. Let me see if it's over here. It's almost this one. This bevel, this one here. So you can see you're getting a nice little highlight here. And that highlight makes it so easy. Like you even get it on the side here. So you get this nice silhouette shape read that becomes very easy to read, right? Now, then you get this one here. This one's quite tight. So it becomes very pixelated very quickly. And this one feels all right. It could maybe be a little bit softer. But the thing I want to point out with it is you can see like you're getting there and there. You're getting the hard edges where you can feel the poly count. And then these like insets or bevels, like this tiny space here, feels like it should be maybe twice as wide. Maybe Blender would be a better way to describe this stuff, but I think you know what I'm saying. Basically, the bevels need to be consistent. I would try and set yourself to 3 bevel sizes. What's up, Tobias? How you doing? Congrats on finishing your scene, by the way. Feel free to drop it in chat. It's a huge achievement for you, I believe. Right. So if let's just make like a cylinder here. We'll just smooth it. And I'll just inset this. Inset. Let's go down like this. So if we're looking at the way these smooth, right? This bevel is just going to be more pleasant the wider it is for readability. And you can see I already made this space in the middle here much wider. But if you were to scale this narrower, right, it starts to be really difficult to read. Let me just like fix this. So for example, if this bevel, let's just turn this up. So you get like a nice highlight, right? But if the bevel is really narrow, the highlight's smaller. And so there's this balance that you want to take with you when it comes to like how you control your bevels and the size of these details. Let me see if I can. Because it's funny, as like there's applying this, you can see how easy that reads from back here. And these types of details, these are going to be super important for kind of bringing this information together in a consistent way, because the design language is always going to be following a very specific bevel size. Like this inner area here, like these bevels, I would expect to be the same looking bevel as here. Just because readability wise, it's going to look the same. Like the edge here, I would expect to probably be the same. Like all your primary edge changes, I would probably try and do the same bevel size. This feels really thin. I would maybe like thicken this and then make the bevels about as wide as these ones. And getting that consistency in the bevels, that does a ton for visual fidelity and for aliasing, like Droppy's saying in chat. Yeah, just make things a bit chunkier. And then when I start saying things like that, then you see this, right? This detail on the side, this just needs to be twice as wide. This inner area probably just needs to be bigger, right? Let me see if I can just like how I would actually model that is probably something like this. Just over exaggerate things, like a switch here. Maybe not even that thing here. And this is just a switch. If you wanted some type of detail here, maybe this point and this point are one's higher and lower. And the bevel size for this edge is probably going all the way out here. And readability wise, that will look more consistent with the general look of the scale of everything that you're doing. And just have like, you'll have an easier time getting everything to look more unified. Like this little insert thing here, go way bigger. Like do something like this. Because right now it also feels a bit shy. You can see also here, right now what you're doing, I think I would say is more like, oh man, this is a terrible color for trying to show you this. Does this, nope. So right now I think what you're doing is this, even smaller, hang on here. You're doing that, right? That's this profile. And what I would suggest doing, instead of straight down like this, I would fan that out. And then I would give this top part a much thicker tooth, fan in, and then do the same thing on this side too. It's going to read easier and softer. And yeah, I'm not even drawing this right. But yeah, exaggerating these things. It's just gonna be easier to read, especially from a distance. Because you can see how thin everything can get. Like maybe this could be that wide, and this one could be this wide. It's just these tweaks to make it easier to read. And it'll help you inform a lot of design choices. Like this little gap here, very, very narrow. Maybe this should just be like coming up like this. And you put a ring there and then just do this. So this gets the same kind of language that you're getting up here. It's just like a chunky ring that reads a little better than like an inset. I hope that was helpful. Let me see where I was at here with the. Yeah, zooming out a lot of the times is going to help a lot too. Because you can see like where things are getting lost, details are too small. Like I would almost, like this thickness here, like make that round, right? This thickness, this gap, I would maybe just simulate that same thickness here. Because it's just going to look designed or logical to the rest of the design. Yeah, designing stuff is not easy, man. I usually try to avoid it because there's so many things to solve. Mari, what's up? How you doing? How's it going? Okay, let's go to the next one. Oh man, this next one's pretty wild. Yeah, the step back method where you're actually get up from the chair and take a pace around to see what draws your eye. Yeah, dude. Let's see here. Look at this. This is cute. Hella cute. Just finished my project. Came to check what you guys are up to. Oh. Okay, there's a couple of images here. I think I'm just gonna paste a few. Is your project finished? You should post it you can paste it in the chat if you like. Why did that not copy? There we go. Nice. Okay, right off of the bat, I think it's very busy. So let's do this. And yeah. Okay, hang on here. Scratch my eyeball. So this looks pretty cool right off the bat. I think it's a cool scene. Let's get a little paint layer going on here. Just gonna go back like this and just like try and make it so I can paint as well. So I'm gonna tone it down just so we can in chat if you want, in the stream chat if you want to share. So yes, let's grab a color here. There we go. Cool. Okay. So let's dissect composition really quick. We got a shape here, this. We got something happening over here. We got this, and this, and this. I think generally it boils down to that. Whoops. There we go. It kind of boils down to that. This pops out a little bit just because of how it's rendered. I think here. Yeah, stuff like this is things I've been struggling with the most. Lighting, values, etc. So there's a lot of stuff happening, right? And it's all happening in like a very similar layer. Just want to look at some of the other, because see, when you get close to the space, it's a lot easier to process what the depth and details that are there. I think because of the angle of the camera, this view is actually quite difficult to process. So, like the fact that there's a little space here, hang on here. There's like this whole little garden area here. Oh, dude, what? Come on, man. You know, there's like a little wall here. There's this little spot, and then there's a door. There's a bench. There's stairs here. So the stairs don't read like stairs. It kind of looks more like a wall. And that might be just because of the thickness of the stairs. There's a lot of information happening all at once. So it becomes very difficult to understand what you're looking at. I wonder if having a stronger focal length would help this scene, just so that you understand more of the shapes you're trying to display. So I like this stuff happening here. I would say bringing more plants in around the edge would be really nice, because it just helps frame the scene a bit more. I would take this and maybe scale it up to something like behind everything. I don't know, maybe like this big. You know, I'll just draw these circles so you can get a sense of the thing. And then it's like it's trying to break up this line. If you can maybe like take that tree, shrink it down a bit, or maybe make it a little bit more organic in its shape, maybe not so squarish, that's going to help a lot with just kind of breaking this all up. This big fan, like windmill thing, I would also push it further back and try and get some atmosphere in there. Because, like, for example, this boat's working really well, and it kind of looks like it's because is there fog behind this? It kind of looks like there's fog helping separate the elements. It's like an overview shot that feels like a picture in a picture book. Yeah, no, I there's a God Ray thing. Okay. Yeah, so there's basically there's a lot of stuff going on, and it becomes very difficult to process it all. Oh, Mari, if you wanted to get it in the stream, then I would say drop it in the Discord chat. I thought you just wanted to share it. Yeah, I'm trying to see if like I think a bigger focal length will allow for the depth to be more visible. It looks like so you have the windmill. Here, I'm gonna do this. You have this and all of this, and it looks like it splits here. Does water pass between these? Because if it does, I would actually take this whole piece here and push it back maybe like 5 meters. Just so that you get some like separation, because these feel like they're on the same plane. Like this window and this, they feel like they're parallel to each other. So everything's very flat. I think that will help a lot here, actually. Yeah. I would maybe bring the camera up more and look down on it, so that way you can see more, because we have a lot of spaces like I was talking about down here. You have a lot of spaces where you're just not seeing, you're not being able to connect like, how do I get to this door? If I look at it long enough, I know that there's a spot here, so I pull my boat up, then I get off, I go up this, which I can't tell if stairs or ramp, and then I'm assuming I can go this way, but I can't see the stairs, so I don't know if that's actually. You want the viewer to be able to feel like they can navigate the space that they're looking at. And right now, because of the angle, you have a lot of like, I'll go this way, okay, but then you hit this line, and then all of this looks solid. Like that doesn't look like you can go that way. But once these stairs are clearly stairs, you'll get up here and then you're like, but how do I go this way? Just with your eye, not trying to think about spatially what it looks like. Three layers is kind of pushed together. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's difficult, this one, because there's just a lot going on. It's what's really interesting actually is if we turn these ones off, and I just go through these, like this, there's a lot you could do here. We could like be working on the propping around this area, like just trying to figure out these straight lines. I love that this drops down. Just needs to be maybe clearer stairs. And to me, this area feels pretty good. Like the scale of these feels really nice. I think in the previous shots that they feel really strangely large. They maybe are a little too bright, these, in the albedo. Those probably need to be pushed down a little bit. And how things meet, like when you look at this area, how does this meet the stone? Is there like a metal piece? Let me see if I can get the pen small enough. Is there like a metal piece that connects with like bolts, or like how do you build that? I need just a slightly thicker pen here. It's how do you visualize that, bro? I can't. I have no pen control right now. There we go. And like little bolts and stuff, because you want to logically connect everything. So I think from this view, like this shot in particular, is much more. It's easier to read. If we go to one of your other ones, let's go to like this one is also easier to read, but you can see the issues with how the stairs don't really read like stairs. I would try and clean this up. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I would try and clean this up so it's really clear where the steps are. They don't need to be perfect, but I would try and clean that up. And then I like what you're doing with the terrain, like getting some of the dirt and sand in this area that kind of builds up on the sides. That's really nice. Now, otherwise, I would try and think about like where all the grass patches are, and figure out like where they're at and how you want them to behave. So, for example, this area is a walkway, right? So I would expect maybe the grass wouldn't grow here. This would be a little bit clearer of a path. And then going this way, it looks like you kind of have been heading that way with that logic, where it's like, okay, I'm going to go this way to sit, or I'm going to go this way and then get to the door. I would maybe like try and simplify it a little bit. Grass doing this. Maybe this patch here is just a discoloring of dirt, and let the grass kind of do this. So you're keeping the grass, to this area and here and behind the bench. Like this little area here is really nice. But it's the readability and maybe the time of day. Maybe your shadows aren't dark enough. Because it gets really difficult to read. See, this one feels nice. And what I would say here is the grass is all similar in height. And I would say like as you get closer to this structure, that the grass, like if we were to look at it from a side view, the grass is tall and then goes down. And then in certain like near structural elements, the grass is much taller and then it kind of goes back down. And then you can have little areas where the grass becomes tall and then goes back down to like the regular height. Did you major in art or something similar? No. I don't know. I went to art school, sure. But no, I've been looking at game art and 3D and drawing and oil painting and all that stuff since like 3D kicked off at like 2006 or 2005. And I was drawing from since I can remember, and then oil painting until I learned about Photoshop. Yeah, but yeah, watch saturation levels with these things here. These might be too bright, but I like what you're doing. You see, everything feels a little like not dark enough in the shadows. I don't know. Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on. I feel. But these close-up shots are much stronger than the overall shot. I would maybe not even use the overall shot and try and maybe even frame differently if you want to have like a big picture. Yeah, being in the games industry for 17 years will give you a lot of technical understandings. I think that's where it's really coming from. Yeah, see the readability here is like what we need to be able to read is that there's a platform here, that there's stairs that go up this way, and then it turns into a platform again. Stairs, a platform, and stairs, and that these are stairs. Right now, we do not see that. Like it is impossible to read it as that. You've only been alive for 21? Nice. Yeah, I'll be 40 next year. Pretty wild. Anyways, we've been going off on this for a little while. I think this scene's really cool. There's a lot of balancing that needs to happen, I think, is what's going on. And readability. You're hitting 30 in 20 days? Hell yeah. Dude, best time I've had so far was like around 35. Really cool scene though. Really cool scene. I think it just needs balancing. Adjustments, tweaks. The stairs is probably the more involved part, and maybe like that initial composition shot that you want to take. I would try and bring the camera higher and think about. Let me just reiterate it really fast. Yeah, bringing the camera up higher is going to allow you to see more and use that to your advantage to help us understand how we navigate the space. You know, how we're getting to places. If this is separate, I would definitely push it back and I would make this larger so that it feels more integrated with the space. Right now it doesn't feel like it's part of the environment, or it feels out of scale, if that makes sense. Yeah, cool. It's a cool scene. I hope any of that was useful. Felt like I was kind of going wild there for a little bit. Droppy, you were 30 9 days ago, dude. Happy belated birthday. Okay, I feel like I'm kind of losing my voice. Dude, that guy though. He's serious. Let's see here. What else we got going on? Oh, we got okay, I'm gonna grab the cell shot. And then I'm gonna grab the final shot, which is like the hallway. Cool. Okay. I mean, I guess these are kind of similar. Oh, right. So this is from Rex. Hello, I'm looking for a night in a bit of a creepy mood. Don't know about the lighting. Any tips? So the light right off of the bat is too bright because you're going for that nighttime. This is like prison base with spotlights passing by over the. You're on TV. Hey, it's like a spotlight outside in a big prison, like panning by, and that's the brightness that you're hitting. So yeah, watching out for this being too bright is going to be one thing. The next thing is I would go much more moody with the darkness in here. You probably want to lower the range of these lights or like lower the amount of bounce lighting that's happening because there's a ton of bounce lighting occurring. Like I wonder if I can. I'm still not too comfortable in this program. Like, can I? What? Oh, I'm like just duping it into. That's hilarious. Okay. Okay, and then maybe I can do a levels on this. Is that a no? What is happening? Oh, is it because? Hang on here. Let me rasterize this. The same with this one. Is that let me? No? What the hell? I'm very confused all of a sudden. That makes no sense to me. Oh, thank you. Yes. Okay, I need actually this layer. That's uh I'm okay, I promise. Can I dupe this? Sure, I'll just duplicate that way. Um Man, getting used to programs is fun. I'm telling you. Okay. We're gonna push this down. I mean, you get real moody in here real fast. We got saturation as well. Okay, and I'm just gonna apply that. I'm gonna just apply that to this image, and then I'm gonna put a mask on here, and then I'm gonna hope that this works because I'm still getting used to this. Okay, let's go to our masks, brushes. It kind of works. It's not. It's still. Man, those are weird mask brushes. But basically, what we want to do is just push that. You want to push the darkness down. Control J. Uh huh. Oh, I like that. Okay, but yeah, pushing the darkness up, like bringing the brightness down, is gonna give you this mood, right? And then I think it's really about atmosphere. Can you post videos in Critiques channel or just videos? Or videos or just photos? I mean, we do videos as well, but I think we're approaching end of the territory mode. Yeah. Let me see here. But yeah, so first of all, I would bring your brightness down. Try and get that mood going. I'd bring a height fog in here so that like the ground is a little bit foggier than like eye level, just so that there's some gradient in like the atmosphere that'll really show in these God rays. And then I would tone down the brightness of these lights and really rely on just these flames being the brightness or the primary source of light when it comes to the space down here. You want it to be creepy, you go with that territory, you know? This one's actually pretty straightforward. And I think the only other thing I would say is like, think about any props that could be in this space. Water puddles, dripping, finding ways to break these walls up. So that way they kind of look like they're, like this needs to look like it's interacting with this wall. Right now they look like they're overlapping with each other. In which case they probably are, right? Yeah, I switched to, it's weird because I use Photoshop at work, but at home I use Affinity. Getting used to it, but it's, you know, it's getting there. And then you can see like you're gonna need, uh, you're gonna need these details, these little like dry media. What? You're gonna need the little drippy drips, all the stuff that helps you connect everything together. It's kind of the same with like I would totally make like a mask for how these all connect. So like you can paint a mask that just kind of brings these two pieces together. Maybe a spider web kit of like a few meshes that you can place that are just like spider webs connecting, you know? Um, maybe something here like a hook thing or like a ring. So like you say you bring a prisoner out and you need to like attach them to something while you figure out whatever you're doing. You want like little puddles or wetness on the ground and just kind of like try and find ways to break the ground up. Like even if it's like right now you've got this kind of shape language going on, getting some like sand maybe or dirt that's kind of built up in the corners, small little props, maybe a cup, like a little metal cup. These like little details, these are going to add a lot and help you understand scale, you know? But yeah. I don't have actually much else to say on this other than like maybe make sure that when you build this, the metal bars, that there's like, oh man, let me think here. I mean, maybe these spaces can have like a bit of like a bed, you know, and then maybe there's a opening at the top that brings light in, and that's can help you illuminate the cells. Yeah, no, it's really cool. Right now, it feels like most of it's there, and it's more of these like micro things that are gonna help like tie everything together. And there's probably a lot of like little bits of propping that need to be added in order to support it, like the cups and bowls and stuff. This let me copy this image really fast because this one's actually really strong. So just watch out for these being too thick. These guys could turn out to be too thick, but I really like this window back here. And there's like the little bench thing here. Hmm. I'd probably get a gradient on your wall too. It might be there and I'm just not noticing it right now. But like the wall being closer to the color of the ground, and then as it goes up, maybe about this point is when it becomes just the regular wall color. And a haze is gonna be, yeah, this haze is really nice. Make sure to don't lose that. Don't lose that. But yeah, I don't have too much else to say on that scene. It looks cool. It just needs that last layer of details and some tuning of lighting to really like capture the atmosphere. Gabriel, could I get your opinion on the mood, composition, and lighting of this scene overall? Feels very anime. Do you think it would be more worthwhile to create other seasonal versions? I feel like I've seen this scene before, and I feel like I've seen it in different seasonal versions. I don't think there's a real benefit to. Hey, no problem, Rex. I don't think there's a real benefit to doing the different seasons unless you want to just do that as an exercise. For a portfolio, this scene would be like you're approaching Dunskies with this. I would finish it up and move on to another project. Some of the stuff that sticks out to me are these plants here. They feel a bit dome-like. I don't know. I don't know how to. They feel a bit strange or unnatural in the way that the leaves are resting, if that makes sense. Yeah, see, they look like this. I think it's because of. I think the strangeness is how even everything is. Like it looks very mathematical. I would find ways to make these broken up a little bit more in a natural way. That way they don't stick out as like eggs. Right now they're doing this to me when I see them. You know, they kind of have this egg feeling to them. These ones as well feel weirdly placed. Like I see what you're going for. I think they would be they would maybe be a little flatter or be maybe more affected by gravity or just smaller, maybe even. Like these ones are doing pretty well. Like these as well. These ones aren't too bad. I mean, maybe it's just the fact that this one, like, some of these are really big. Like this one's huge. Because otherwise, I mean, it feels quite good. These guys feel a little strange just because they're so like they're so square. It feels like if you could just round that a little bit, that would help a lot. You know? Yeah. Yeah, that would help a lot. Because it feels like the alpha's not working on them. They also look like they're placed over and over. So like I see this one and then I see it again. Just make sure that there's some random rotation on those. Thinking here. I I like the trees in the background. I feel like the foliage that's up close, like in this whole area here, has a different color palette to the rest of this. You know, like all of this is much more warm. Let me just like do this. So you've got this color in the background. You've got this color like more up close. And then in the foreground again, you've got these like these colors. Yeah. But then the leaves that are falling is this color. The leaves that are falling, I would at least like try and pick one of these. Maybe this color would be better for the leaves that are falling. And I think I would just take all of this foliage here and just try and bring it closer to the colors that you're seeing in the background. It just feels it's a little strange with the colors. Oh man, I might be killing Affinity right now. Yeah, I feel like these colors here need to be the colors that we're seeing in the backdrop. Like, I think that would help a lot for like unifying everything. I don't know. Maybe these can all just be removed. Maybe these. Just trying. I'm gonna do this for a squint check really fast here. Or maybe like just the amount of them toned down. Yeah, I would just tone them down. Just the amount of them, it just needs to go down a little bit. You don't even know what I'm doing. There we go. Because it's nice that they're there, just maybe there's too many. That actually does a lot. And then the number one weirdness is these plants. Those just need some adjustment. Shokri, what's up? Nice to see you. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. Okay. I think that was the last one. You were sleepy? Dude, I feel you. I started the stream 10 minutes late because I was still waking up from my little nap. I had like a 20-minute nap or like maybe 30 minutes. It was just like, I laid on the couch and I was literally gone in like I don't know, 2 minutes. Oh, Mari, where's your link? Yes, you're supposed to share it in the week 44 stream critique. Droppy, you have yours too. Where's yours posted? Okay, I see Mari's now. Oh, cool. Okay, hang on here. A nap where you wake up all confused? Yo. Okay, wait. I'm scared. I'm scared. Hang on. I'm going to bring this over. Below Ollie's comment. Oh, I see it now. Okay. How did I miss that? Oh, wow. This is like really... Hang on. Are you guys ready? Can you hear it? I'm extremely uncomfortable. Please no scare jumps. Jump scares. So I did pan through this. It's not too scary, but there's about to be some panic. But don't interact with the book. Why would you interact with the book? Oh, it got quiet. I don't like it. Oh, I look down and it's on my tablet too. Not a fan. Oh my god, that picture. Okay. Oh man. I lied to you, Fatal. Uh, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. You okay? I'm gonna go through this one, and then we're gonna look at droppies, and then I'll get out of here. So I guess the goal would be to make you uncomfortable, right? The music's doing a pretty good job of that. Music's making you pretty uncomfortable. So that's good. Think about the layout of the space, and the logic of like what you're seeing on the in the environment, right? So you've got paintings on the walls. You've got a pretty wide hallway. The Mesa paintings I love. I think it's great. I don't know if they need to be off the wall. I think having them on the wall displayed for you to pause and look at is kind of nice. I would probably try and tone down the usage of the rug on the floor and the ceiling. I think the ceiling height is okay. I think it's more about bringing the walls in. Give us a little bit of claustrophobic vibes, you know? Um, I think we need a few other props just to make the space feel a little bit more natural. Like a little side table. You know the little side tables that have like a little clock on it or a lamp? So just think about how a hallway would normally be. God, man, these are very uncomfortable. Um, the other thing I would do is like you come in here, and the thing that you're looking at is the ceiling. Like that is the brightest thing. What you want us to notice is this book, open, ready to go. Um, you look around. It's kind of strange that there's bookshelves all the way up here, and they overhang your like space. I would maybe like get like a this ladder and maybe put it here just so it doesn't feel so jarring. Um, you don't necessarily have to board up the doors, right? Um, but yeah, getting us to focus on that table, I would keep this door shut and get us to just go to that book. We go to that book, and then I would highly suggest that when you look up here, like give us a reason to want to look up here. And then when we look up there, I would use a sound of the book talking to you behind you in sound, right? Like make it sound like someone whispered to you from behind your head. That'll make you turn around, look at the book. And when you look at the book, um, have this room here. I feel like there should be a light on. And when you look at the book, the light, you'd be seeing it here, right? When you look at the book and you interact with it, have the light turn off on the right. And that will make you look over here. So you're like trying to get the player to, you know, look around and see what's going on. This room is extremely hard to read. And I'd be curious to see if you looked up right now, if the head was there or the face was there. If you looked up before you got here, I think there shouldn't be anything up there. Yeah, definitely leading the narrative. Dude, that is gnarly. I'm not a fan of this. But and there's wallpaper on the ceiling, which is a little odd. So there's just some little nuances of things to like if sorted would like smooth out and really polish the experience really quickly. But yeah. Uh, cool. Don't you go to sleep soon, Evil Left? Me? Yeah. Is this? Did you make this, Droppy? Hey, no problem, Ari. I think it was really cool, dude. This is cool. What in Blender? Why? Why? And a cat animation. I think this is freaking awesome, dude. That wiggle, man, that's such a real thing. So Blender has auto rig, and then you just were like, I'm gonna try it, and it auto rigged, and then you went for it. Super cool. You should make a game where you just play as a cat traversing cliffs like these. Look, there's your cat right there. Let's see if we can get this in here. So the cat's albedo might be a little too dark. So overall, I really like the shapes of these rocks. I think the thing that sticks out for me, I like the detail you're doing down here as well. Can I just like, we're going with the green. So I really like all this kind of work you're doing around here to just kind of ground stuff. Like this is really nice. It's like little rocks and all these little details. I think I generally like the shapes that you're getting. This kind of curving outwards feels a little odd, but overall I like the shapes that you're getting with the rock. It's quite soft but natural feeling. The thing that sticks out is these lines. So rocks are a layered creature, right? They have layers, and those layers are just layers of sediment. They're different types of rock material, right? So it would be very strange for them to get thin like this, but then wide and then thin again. It can happen, but rocks are like ogres, but they're not gonna like leave these smaller ones. Like this, that feels very strange to me. I think you would want to really like lean into layers and not just like all of them being like roughly the same size. You could probably do some layers where it's like almost that much is like a slightly different color. You'd probably do this in the shader as well. That way, no matter how you rotate the rocks, you get like those layers to be kind of aligned. But yeah, if I look at the overall scene, I think. So let's look at composition again, right? You've got this, and then you've got a backdrop. You've got another layer here. You got some layers here. There's some nice layers on the side here. You've got this one in the back and then another. So it's kind of doing this like layered V action. You're just like doing that. You do have this over here as well, which kind of, I think it's like this, but the reality is the way it reads is it's like this. So I would suggest actually, let me see here. I would actually suggest doing this and taking these shapes, pushing them a little bit further back, and maybe even lowering a little bit. So like maybe it's more down here. Maybe. I would do something here that keeps this separate from the rest of the scene on the left. That way it kind of has its own thing going on, you know? I mean, you could even bring it forward and just make it part of this. So it's just more of it. But then if that's the case, then you wouldn't have this stuff going on like this. You would have more here. I really like this. I didn't notice that before. This is like nice shape here for framing. It's the same you're doing over here. I really like these. Man, honestly, hang on. I honestly would just pull your frame in a bit more. I'd maybe do somewhere around there and maybe somewhere around here. Now you can see I'm trying to get this in the thirds area. Maybe that's a little too far, but I don't think your shot needs to be as wide as you have it currently. It can probably be somewhere around there. And then all the details that are on the side there, we can bring those forward. If we do like, I'll do this and then I'll copy this one and do that again. Is that gonna work? Hang on here. Yes, I'll see. We'll see. It did not. Okay, hang on. I wanna test this. This is the last image for the evening, so it's all good. This is how I get used to the. Oh, that's how you. Okay. Pixels. Cool. Basically, I want to grab these details. I want to grab these details. But dude, it looks like it grabs. I don't know why it grabbed all of that. It's kind of weird. So those are pixel. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this in over here. I'm gonna take this one and bring this in somewhere around here. And then I'm gonna grab the frame. I'm gonna pull this in like this. This one maybe around here. And then, what was that hotkey for the mask? I'll just do this, but I need to remember. Like what? Why? I'm like, what is going on? And then I realize I'm painting with green. That's what's going on. I want to see what all this is. Oh man, there's some cool shapes back there, dude. You did some cool stuff in the backdrop. I'm just gonna eyeball this. Maybe you could use a little bit more room above. Looks like an elderly person wearing a chicken as a hat. What the hell, man? That's confusing. Yeah, I don't know if it needs to be that wide, but I like the image. And I like the elements that you have on the side, so I'm like trying to bring them back somehow. Anywho. Cool piece. I think I would just look at these striation lines to be a little bit more natural. Look at rock layering. Man, you guys are crazy tonight. I love it. Andre, I'm sorry I can't get to your piece. I'll bring it up on screen though. It looks cool. Of the cropped image. Oh my god, turning cog. All right, guys. I'm not just saying no, I believe you. We all see things, man. I believe you. Oh, it's no problem, man. I'm sorry I'm not streaming for a longer time. But we'll be back for another one. And hello, yes. Hi. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. But I'll see you on Sunday. And I appreciate you guys for posting all of your arts. Stuff for us to look at, feedback on. You don't hear Mario today? Hey, he's really quiet, huh? He's a sleepy boy. He's getting his old man scruff where he's just like, just give me the treats, brush my teeth, and I'm just gonna lay down. He just passes out. He's probably curled up on the couch right now. But okay, I'll see you guys on Sunday. And yeah, until then, I'll see you in the Discord. Have a good evening, guys.